Hello guys and welcome back to the history of everything. In today's video, I want us to look at the women's suffrage. So I normally have my hair done. I don't. So women's suffrage was really let's look at like a different point. So when you look at women's suffrage, we look at how women weren't treated fairly. I mean, there were queens that ruled different parts of Europe. What like they weren't just they were viewed as different people. They were viewed like, oh, men can only do this, like women only can do that. Like so women didn't have the right to vote until 1920. It's been like almost 100 years. It's only been 100 years. The last country was Sweden it was in the 1970s. The first country was New Zealand. The next one was Australia to have the woman the right to vote. Now, during this time period, women's suffrage was like women just weren't able to vote. Like how they weren't able to vote was, or like they weren't able to go to college or anything, like not go to school. Like it was just like really really different because they just like it would be really really hard for women to have like to just like because they weren't treated as fairly as like because men were like, oh, like we can do this, like women can't do that. But and I think like one of the great people that proved them were like Amelia Earhart. No, I'm talking about the early women's suffrage, but Amelia Earhart was a really um, person who actually showed them, and she flew, and she, because during after the women were allowed to vote, they couldn't like they were like, oh, men is for flying. But I actually think that it doesn't matter your color, it doesn't matter who you are. We human beings can accomplish anything. It's really really amazing what we can do when we put our minds together, especially. Now during this time period, they weren't like whatever land they owned when they got married, it would go to their husband. So if they were super wealthy, and their husband was like middle class or wealthy, all the power would go to the man. Isn't that kind of rude? And when the say if a queen got married to like another man, the man would become the king, and the queen would still have, she would be the queen, but she wouldn't have that much power. Like the men always have that as much power. And even in the Revolutionary War, there were some women who sneaked off and fought. But what is really crazy is that they were viewed as different people. Like oh, women can't fight in the war. Like it wasn't until the 1990s and 80s that they were able to fight in the U.S. So it's really really crazy like what America has done in the time period. Like it's really really sad what we have, but there like it's glad that we have organized it out well so there's freedom for all people. I hope you guys. So women's suffrage is really incredible. Well, it's not incredible as I should say. I should the more of the meaning of the word is not like it's really really sad because it goes all the way back to before like to 80 and BC, like before Christ and after Christ. And what's really, really crazy is like, why did this all happen? Like, that's the crazy part. But it's super, super sad why women were treated so unfairly. But, um, like, still today, men are paid more than women, which is sad. It's like, women can do fair jobs as men. Like, say, if a man is a manager of a store and he gets paid $100, then a woman might get paid like 75 or 80 or 50. Like, she'll just get a lower price because it's still not fair. Like, that's what is sad. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video about women's suffrage. Please consider subscribing. Please subscribe, guys. Like this video, share with your friends, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching, guys.